Greetings, happy today. This is a 7-day forecast for the Jack of Diamonds 7-day cycle. Um, we are working with the Jack of Diamonds this week, as well as today is the Jack of Clubs. And together, they make Nine of Hearts energy. First of all, it's just a lot of Jack energy for me. Grand rising to you. It's a lot of Jack energy, and it's like, ooh, these Jacks like to play. Ooh, Jacks like to play, they like to play, they like to play. I mean, when you think about it, the Jacks, it's traditionally, when you think of a Jack, it's male energy, right? And it's kind of like, it could be like some Prince energy, or it could just be the energy residing over, it could be like night energy residing over the army or whatnot. So it's like it's got his hand in the palace, and it's got his hand in the face of the people, or the energy of the people. So it's like this duality going on the post that I wrote. It talked about this being successor energy, so it's not yet groomed. The Jack energy is not yet groomed. And so we have to be aware of that for this whole 7-day cycle, as well as today, because we're working with two Jacks, Jack of Clubs, Jack of Diamonds. And together they make the Nine of Hearts, which the Nine of Hearts sits Saturn. And, it can feel a little restrictive. It can feel like, whew, there's always more lessons. There's always more lessons to learn. Why? It doesn't have to feel that dramatic, but for some it can, and some will just brush it off like whatever. It's just what's got to be done, but Saturn is really what holds the glue, which is why Saturn will squeeze so much. It's the glue. It's the glue. And so we're working with a combination of Jack energy and glue. So how do you want to play? And how do you want to rise? A successor has to be trained so that it can rise, so that it can ascend. And the Nine of Hearts is also the wish card. So I'm wishing on a star. Y'all can get into some of that type of energy today. Yeah, definitely. It's wishing on a star type energy. And it's a new level. New levels are happening today. New heart space is opening. So open up your heart. And as your heart opens up, your heart chakra, your heart center opens up, all this begins to open up. And then you can begin to, as they say, wish on a star, a shooting star, you wish on it. Because you're just spewing out love, your wishes. And your wishes usually come from a place of the heart space, the spiritual space, the soul space of what it is that you really want to do, who it is you really came here to be. So we have all that kind of impactful dynamic energy going on today. But let's get into this Jack of Diamonds 7-day energy. The Jack of Diamonds sits Uranus, Neptune. Uranus, Neptune. So what do we know about? Okay, we got a Jack of Diamonds in the chat. What do we know about what do we know about Uranus? We know that Uranus is unpredictable. It's unexpected. It's out the box. It's like I'm here. I have arrived, that type of energy, or we outside, that type of energy is what Uranus brings. It brings that I don't give, I don't give it, I don't, I don't care what you think about me. I don't care how you feel about what I'm wearing. It's that unorthodox, out the box, unrestricted, because it's past Saturn. Saturn will restrict you and hold you to get you to learn all those lessons, those jewels, and get everything to crystallize and glue together for you. And then you pop out like, I'm ready for the world. And so that's what Uranus is. Uranus is also the future. So, and then we have the supportive energy of Neptune. Neptune is like the dream state, the dream world. I'm about to see if I could look through something. Let me see here. Oh gosh, I don't know what this looks like on y'all end, but this is like Neptune. You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking through something that is just, it can be a little rose colored, it can be a little delusional, it could be contorted, probably how y'all just saw my eyes. If you're seeing this visually, then Neptune also deals with the spiritual realm. It also deals with entertainment. So okay, let's tap into all of those. I am a Jack of Diamonds, and that was my jam. Which one? The last one? I don't give it. That one. I didn't want to say it all on that because this is going to stream in different places. So I'm assuming you're talking about the second song that I sung. So let's jam into that a little bit. We got Uranus with this unorthodox, I'm gonna do what I want to do, unrestricted, futuristic type collective energy, but I'm still gonna be the second one. I'm still gonna be my individual self, my great self, and it's tapping into Neptune energy, which can be, like I said, it can be a spiritual energy. So you feel spiritually free. Feeling spiritually free and can expand. You can also feel like unrestricted in ways, like unrestricted in your dream state, to where you can travel in your dream state. You can travel in your meditations, right? Is unrestricted, and sometimes maybe the future. You may have a particular forecast that you get downloaded to you. This Jack of Diamonds energy is what we're talking about. So, and it can also, like I said, it can be a little delusional. It can be a little, can't see quite clearly just yet. And so, sometimes you have visions and you're like, I can see, but I can't make out every single detail. And so Jack of Diamonds energy really is some seer type energy. They can predict, they can do forecasts. Like I talk about, this is a forecast. Jack of Diamonds really have that beautiful ability. They have a 6 of clubs and Saturn as well, which assists with that. Of course, it's natural placement with Uranus, Neptune. But it's got a few things in there that allow it to do much like the United States does, which is to come into a space and see like, this really has a lot of potential. Okay, how can I work this? How can I work this angle? What angle am I coming from? And it can be very spiritual. It can be very opportunistic. It just depends on, remember, the Jack. We talked about the Jack being the successor. It's like how is levels to it. So the point is to ascend to the King of Diamonds, really. But if it's a female, then the Queen of Diamonds. So your outlook your essence, your spiritual essence and grounding will determine how you will create an opportunity for yourself this 7-day cycle. So, you want to vibrate as high as possible. It's two Jack of Diamonds in the space. So, they can definitely market and sell and do a lot of things. But it's like on what level, on what vibration. They often call it the salesman card. They can sell you anything. And so, the Jack is going to play. The Jack is going to use this ability to come at you with something out of left field, and you're like, ooh, thrown off guard, and you're like, okay, well, that does sound good. you know, and usually it can be, but you just want to be careful. You want to be mindful. And so that's no disrespect to the Jack of Diamonds who are on here. That's just saying y'all have that power, y'all have that capacity. And so you gotta elevate and know where you're coming from. And all, yes, charm and seduction. Yes, they definitely have that charm and seduction. And so that Neptune definitely allows them to spread it on real thick, like isn't Uranus in retrograde too? I believe it is, yes, for a while. For some time. But yeah, I believe it is. So question 1. I love that. How are you going to use your charm and seduction? How are you going to, especially for those who are living in the US? I know there are some people who listen and who tune in specifically on the live who are not from the US, but if you're from the US, or even if you see the US, you see how the US does it, the history, all of that. How can you use that footprint, that map to your benefit? We don't like all the things that the US has done. Much like any place, we don't like all the things that our parents have done, or even ourselves, so, but what good can you take out of how this Jack of Diamonds, which is really the biggest kind of Jack of Diamonds, the reigning energy, the umbrella over us, how can we use that energy to our greatest good? How can we be futuristic? How can we see past all of this murky waters, like how can we really zone in to see what people need? What's really the need? Is the need like, I just want to feel, people just want to feel special. They want to feel seen. They want to feel heard, so you may create a message or angle your product in a particular way that allows people to say, you know what, I see you. And that's why I created this special product for you. And hopefully it's a great product. I'm assuming it is because that's the energy I'm attracting right now. Right. So how can you be seen? How can you be heard? Or if you feel like people are really needing assistance in their healing journey, then you can come with healing products, whether it's like something like Cool Crown or something like Dope Minerals. You want to have these certain things in your repertoire, in your apothecary, in your stash, whatever, under your bed, whatever you want to call it. Have these things for when you come upon these moments, where you need a little extra healing, where you need a little extra loving. So how do we want to work that energy? How do we want to work the energy of this the charmer, the Jack? I know it's a saying out here in Oakland, California. They'll be like, oh, you a Jack. You a Jack. I don't know if they say that anywhere else, but you a Jack. They've been saying it for some years, but you a Jack, or like you patting off, or you a J cat, and it's playing into feelings, it's playing into a lot of different things. You can go either way with it, and so how are you going to use it? That's my question. That's my first question. And I don't know what the next questions are, but usually that's how they flow out. That's how they come. How are you going to use your charm, the energy of charm and seduction to your benefit, especially to market yourself? You know, let's jump straight into the transformation. That's usually how we flow. We go from the card to the transformation, which is the Ace of Clubs. And in terms of the United States, this is like the melting pot energy. This is like one mind type of energy, you know, the ace being the one, the club being the mind, the way we communicate. And you can go a lot of places, many places. I won't give a percentage because I haven't been everywhere in the US, but many places you can go and you will see a huge the diversity in one city, especially major cities. When I think about Oakland, California, I mean, it's small, so we can think about the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, etc. It's a huge melting pot. And so being able to work on one accord, one vibration, one mind, um, and even if it's not fully, like, we don't all believe in the same things, we don't all wear the same things, because remember, we're talking about Jack of Diamonds energy. Everybody wants to be an individual. Hence the A. Everybody wants to be themselves. They do want to have their own mind, their own opinion. Everyone has questions because there's so much diversity. And so really being able to appreciate that. I find that a lot of Ace of Clubs, they're like, I studied, Ifa, I studied Buddhism, I studied, all these different types of traditions and religions. And they're like, it's all the same. It's all giving reference to the Most High within us, and of the whole universe. Just talking about this universal, this that exists in all of us. And so that's the transformation. That's really what the United States, or let me just say, this Jack of Diamonds energy is about seeing everything from a holistic perspective. How can you, in your particular culture, your tradition, your background, your country, how can you share a piece of that? How can you add, what is your spice? What spice are you adding? So that's okay. Question number two. And they can be intertwined and they can go together. This is just how it's flowing. What spice are you adding to the pot? So again, it might be, I'm adding right now cardology to say, hey, look out for this. This is what you can do this week. You can add your spice. You can market it in a beautiful way. My spice is, I can say my spice is seductive if I want to bake it, or, my spice is informative, information, or my spice is music, whatever your spice is, whatever you're adding to the collective pot. You choose that, you decide that. So again, how you're going to market that, how you're going to share that with the world on new levels, new spaces, new places, Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, run the list. And even when you go, to the supermarket, when you go to the workplace, when you go anywhere, be thinking about that this 7-day cycle. What spice am I adding? Because every person on here is very valuable. That's why you're here. You came here to specifically add value. And so this is a great time to show that off. Show it off, definitely get into all of that kind of energy. So let's switch back to the face card, to the Jack Diamonds. And let's get into these karma cards. The karma cards, we have, well, look at here. We have the Jack of Clubs as the karma card. So for those who are just coming in now, we were talking about how today is the Jack of Clubs day. The 7th day is the Jack of Diamonds. And we have the Jack of Clubs day supporting, which means today is a supportive energy for the Jack of Diamonds. Today is adding an extra level of spice. So it's telling you to speak up. You know, the Jack can go unheard. The Jack can go unseen. You know, again, it's about being a successor. So it's not the king, you know, it's not the king on his throne speaking and saying what it's got to say. The Jack is, you know, a little outside next to the queen sometimes, you know. So this Jack in particular is talking about speaking up for yourself, using that throat, activating that throat chakra in a magical way, like tell your story. Again, so this ties into what I was saying about what is your spice. I forgot what the first question is. If somebody want to type it in there, that would be dope. But what spice are you adding? You got to speak up and share that spice. You can't just hold it in and be like, I think everybody knows like what I do. You know, it has to be a vocalized thing, because this Jack in particular is like, wait a second. Y'all gonna wait, hold up. Y'all gonna pass you by? No. You know, this Jack wants to be heard and wants to be seen. It's not going to be left out, and it's going to be so creative and so innovative in the way that it's going to speak. So this is what brings the innovation to the Jack of Diamonds. This is what brings innovation to the United States, and which makes us so powerful is our innovation with this particular card, the Jack of Clubs. So this is assisting. This is the supportive karma card. So boom, there's that. So we got this innovation, we got this creation, we got this activation of the throat chakra, assisting us in marketing ourselves, our brand, which is us really. And then the challenging karma here is the 3 of Spades. Now, the 3 of Spades is an interesting one, but it's very magical. It's very magical. It's a 3. It's holding this Jupiterian energy. It's also supported by Jupiter as well. But this 3 is very expansive, right? Jupiter is very expansive. Then we have this spade energy, which deals with wisdom. It's like, how are you going to expand? Like you really have to dig a little deeper than surface value. That's why, the first question was, what do people really need? Tapping into what people really need and how that aligns with the product or service, your website, your brand, or whatever. How does that align with that? You know, so the 3 of Spades is calling on the wisdom. And it's also, it's saying you got a few different directions you can go. The 3 is like the fork in the road. You got a few different directions you can go. And then so we have these 2 jacks here, right? So we're already knowing, just based off what I said earlier about the jacks, they can take it high to the upper echelon, to the queen and the king, or they can take it, you know, to the people, or to whatever the other side, whatever name you may call it. So the 3 of Spades is saying you got avenues, you got different ways you can go. So what I found with the book, I was just like, people were asking me, and it's a valid question, right? Who is your target market? And I'm like, what? It's for everybody. The book is for everybody. But if you could choose, okay, question number 3. I hope y'all are keeping up with these questions, because I'm doing this to assist everyone, including myself. So I really should be writing this down. But I guess I'll just have to go back and write it. If anybody wants to type it in the chat, that would be great. So people coming in, they could keep track of it. I could keep track of it. I could screenshot it. anyway, no biggie. But 3 directions you can go. You can say, okay, well, this book or this product or whatever is for women. And you could say that's one avenue. So that may be one, that could be one particular ad. Let's say you're doing ads this week, which would be really great, actually. Okay, this particular ad, with this picture on Instagram or wherever, is going to be for women. Then you have this particular ad, which is going to be for, 16 to 24 or 24 to 48, whatever. That's kind of a big range, but whatever the age range is, then you're going to have that particular ad for some people who look like that age range, right? And then you may have another ad for people who work in the corporate environment or entrepreneurs. So, that, of course, that picture is going to be a different picture. It's going to grab different audiences, right? So use that 3 of spades to your benefit. Use this, I like to say something else for this particular energy, but I'm gonna save that for another time. But you have different ways you can go. You have options. So really tap in here. Think about, if you're on Shopify or, if you're on Excel, whatever it is, however you're keeping records of who's buying, you might gear it towards a certain part of the country. You might gear it towards a certain part of the world. You might gear it towards people who wear size 4 to 8, whatever it is, or people who have sickle cell. It's Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So whatever it is, decide that, work in that energy, tap into it today, because we have the supportive energy working with us here today. So dang, now I got to think about how I'm gonna use it. How I'm gonna use this energy. This is great stuff to me. I hope it's helpful for y'all. Okay, so those are the karma cards. Let's tap into this astrological placements, shall we? Are y'all still here with me? Okay, we got a few people still here with me. Nah, I see y'all. Okay, so Mercury. This is for Geminis. This is for Virgos. This is also the type of communication that you can see, you can engage with on whatever kind of levels you wish to engage with it on. You may be sitting, at your window like I am right now, looking out, and you may see somebody engaging in a conversation that holds this type of energy. You may be bringing a certain type of energy. But for astrological placements, we're talking about Geminis and Virgos. And y'all have the 4 of hearts. The 4 of hearts energy. And the 4, let's break it down. The 4 is sitting in Neptune and Mercury. So here we go with this Neptune energy. The Jack of Diamonds full life spread is in Neptune. So they're dreamy or very spiritual or a combination of the two. And they create their worlds from a spiritual space or from a dreamy place. Daydreaming. You can create a world in daydreaming. Okay, I just had a whole moment there. Anyway, Geminis and Virgos are holding the 4 of hearts energy. Neptune, Mercury, communicating with the spiritual realm. That's what it translates to me. How are you going to communicate in the spiritual realm? How are you activating the spiritual realm? The 4 is representing a level of stability, a level of foundation, a level of security. And a security in what? In the heart space, in relationships, in emotions. So Geminis and Virgos, y'all definitely will feel a different sense and a different level of stability in your emotions. You don't feel all like woof, you feel grounded. This is also the energy of the ancestors. This is also the energy of family, community. So you can find yourself engaging a lot more with your community, hence marketing. Yay, doesn't that make sense? I love it. Engaging with your community, sharing from your heart space. This is how this has helped me. Remember, we're talking about the jacks. We're talking about the jack energy. And this one in particular has to use his voice. It has to share. It's like, I got to get this off my chest. What's with your chest? It's the heart. So we're talking about the four hearts, getting it off your chest. Whether you're getting it off your chest to your ancestors, much like I did this rising, and I didn't really get much off my chest, but just being able to share and have that open communication, that Neptune, Mercury, that spiritual level of communication is really going to ground you. So if you don't feel grounded, activate that connection, that communication. Definitely get involved with your community. Speak your message, share. The four hearts can definitely be preachy. It can be preachy because when we think about preachers, it's of the spiritual sense or of a religious sense and an environment. And so that's Neptune, Mercury. He's getting preachy. It's telling it like it is, speaking your story. Testify. It's time for us to testify, Geminis and Virgos. This is a testimony. The supportive karma is the Ten of Spades. This is speaking about healing. Having success in healing comes from being able to share from a spiritual space with your community. It's like group therapy, This is also a lot of, interruptions and a lot of interruptions. Like I'm just getting distracted by that truck right there. You can experience those, Geminis and Virgos. So just still remain stable in your heart, in your emotions, in your relationships. Stand flat-footed, get firm. Hey, that's me, Jack of Diamonds, four of hearts, four of diamonds. I notice most of my business is from family or tribal family. I say, so that's who you're going to market towards. You're going to tell them, hey, this is what I got going on. This is the new thing, or you may repackage. Four hearts and four diamonds. How that work? What that do? Anyway, the challenging karma here is the four of spades. But that was a real question. How four hearts, four diamonds. So the challenging karma for the four hearts is the four of spades. Geminis and Virgos, move in gratitude. This is another four. It's about stability, the same things. But the spade for me in this situation is about gratitude. Wisdom is that this type of wisdom is about gratitude. Being thankful for every single thing. Like when you rise up, whoo, I'm so thankful. I woke from the night because it was possible that I didn't, or I wouldn't have. So being thankful for life, being thankful for your eyes opening, being thankful for everything still being intact, that level of gratitude will definitely support you and make you feel grounded in your emotions and being able to testify. Okay. So for Venus, aloha. For Venus, we have the four of diamonds. Okay, you're born June 6th, so you're a Gemini. Okay, so yeah, you're a Jack of Diamonds, four of hearts. Venus, for Tauruses and Libras. And this is also, Jack of Diamonds love four diamonds energy. They love me. I'm a four diamonds. But it's just good energy there. It's pleasurable energy there. It's familiar energy there. It deals with women and relationships. We're going to get into the 10 of clubs because it's in this spread. It's in the cards. It's all in the cards for this 7-day cycle. We're just getting started. We're moving to Venus for Tauruses and Libras, and they have the Four of Diamonds, which sits Neptune, Venus, and Venus dealing with relationships, with women, with pleasure, with passion. We'll just call it the PPP. You know what OPP? Well, not other, maybe just PPP, the PPP. We talk about the PPP loan, right? Because the Four of Diamonds is also for stimulus. It's for money, spiritual money, reparations, okay? And allowing that to come in. Venus is also, it can be some ocean energy, and it can be some alluring. You're bringing things in, you're reeling things in as a feminine aspect. You're going to be reeling things in, bringing things in, right? And so you'll want to be mindful though, because the Four of Diamonds sits Neptune, Venus, and it's the Venus card. So sometimes Four of Diamonds can have issues, with trusting people, or, people being attracted to them, but they don't necessarily know why. And you got to be able to decipher and discern with this energy at times, Tauruses and Libras. But it's great for attracting wealth. It's great for feeling solid financially, feeling solid in your worth, feeling worthy. It's the Four of Diamonds, however, it does have a King of Spades in Pluto. So just know that you're working with a lot of power, Tauruses and Libras this week. You're working with a lot of power. And it's about, I love what Gina was saying, putting one foot in front of the other, taking it step by step by step. The fours have to do with work. And once you put in that work, specifically, there's Four of Diamonds too. When you put in the work, you'll receive the blessings. However, you got to put in that work, but don't make it so difficult for yourselves. This is why I was bringing in the King of Spades. Don't make it so difficult for yourself to where you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on, because it can happen. Like I said, I'm Four of Diamonds. I know. The supportive karma here is the Five of Hearts. And so Tauruses and Libras, y'all have 2 5s this 7-day cycle. So as karma cards, so y'all gonna be moving and swaying and shifting and moving and swaying and shifting and shape shifting and all these things. So, but even in the midst of that, feeling solid, feeling grounded in your worth and how powerful you are is going to be very important, even through the shifts. So the Five of Hearts is, okay, so these 2 5s, the Five of Hearts is supportive, the Five of Spades is challenging. The Five of Hearts is like going within, your emotions kind of shifting, moving. You can physically be moving, doing a lot of driving, wanting to escape. And usually that energy, you'll escape internally. You'll go in isolation, inwardly, internally, right? The Five of Spades, however, is like chasing after something. It's like obsessive energy. It wants to get into it. It wants to be interactive. It doesn't want to just be internal. You've dealt with the internal, and now it wants to be active. So make sure you spend time this week, Tauruses and Virgos, doing some internal work and shifting, and then come out and shift some stuff in this mundane world as well, in the external world as well. All right, moving on. Mars, the Mars energy here is for Aries and Scorpios. Aries and Scorpios, y'all have the 2 of Spades. Woo! Y'all got the 2 of Spades sitting Neptune, Mars. Y'all dreams about to be activated. Mars is active, right? Mars is about activity. The 2 of Spades is about, for me, man, those dreams be off the hook. So I don't know if we have any Aries or Scorpios in the building, but man, write those dreams down. There's messages there. You know, the 2 of Spades is the energy of the counselor, the friend, you know, leaning on the shoulder, receiving those answers, receiving that comfort, but also that spade energy, that wisdom. You know, this is not the friend that's going to just be a pushover. They're going to hear you out. They're going to weigh both sides, talk through both sides, but just in the end, be like, this is what it is, you know? So, and those dreams can definitely give you that type of insight, period. You know, so it would be important for Aries and Scorpios to keep a notepad by your bed. Okay, we do have an Aries in here. Keep your notepad by your bed. So when you rise, you can write all that stuff down. Write all that stuff down. See how it's making sense as the days progress. This 7-day cycle. We have the King of Clubs as a supportive karma card. What does the King do? The King is the master. The master what? The master teacher. We got the clubs. That's about communication. That's about thought. That's about the mastermind or masterminding. So you have that supportive energy. The King of Clubs sits Uranus. So it's like it become out of left field, but somehow it's going to make sense and it's going to offer you support and downloads and dreams and energy that you need. So it's signifying that y'all are very masterful with your mind this week. This is also an energy to be able to teach and share, you know, remembering that it's supporting the 2 of Spades. It's supporting you teaching and sharing your knowledge and your wisdom with those that call upon you. The challenging energy here is the 6 of Spades. So while you may be wanting to share and you feel a need to share and you should share, it's also being mindful of your health and that if you're tired or you ain't feeling good, then you ain't supposed to. The 6 of Spades is about fate and it's about timing and it's about what shall be will be. So it's nothing this 7-day cycle, Aries or Scorpios, that y'all need to push on. It's nothing you need to push. It's all fated. It's all gonna happen in divine alignment and divine timing. Like there's no 8 here with y'all. Well, there's an 8 coming up next, but in this energy, there's no pushing. Just let it happen. Don't create new karma for yourself, trying to go around and just like, well, if I just push from this angle, then maybe or this angle, like settle down. Settle down. Okay. Okay, that's the email. Okay, yes. So Jupiter, moving on to Sagittarius's. Y'all have the 8. Y'all have the 8 of Hearts, Sagittarius's. Whoop, whoop. There's that 8. And it's sitting Neptune, Jupiter. So that expansion, the expansion of spirituality, the expansion of spiritual love, because it's a heart, right? It's a heart. It's about the love. And the 8, like I said, the 8 is about that fight. The 8 is gonna push through and make some things happen. Ooh. Okay, what's the time like up on here? Ooh, we're at 47 already. Okay, we gotta push. The 8 is a fighter, is victorious. So Sagittarius says be mindful not to be too overly aggressive in relationships, in love, like trying to force your love on somebody. But you can definitely just give love to everyone you meet, everyone you interact with, people walking down the street. Just be of this loving essence energy. You are such a wealth of inspiring information. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. Most welcome. Um, the 8. Okay, so the 8 here has 2 7 karma cards. So, I mean, that's in alignment, right, with the Neptune energy, the spiritual aspect of it. That's really what it's tapping into a lot more, as opposed to kind of delusion. I mean, it can still get a little delusion type of energy. But this energy wants Sagittarius is to focus on the spirituality of it, the spiritual aspect of it. And so the supporting karma card is the 7 of hearts. And the 7 of hearts wants you to be aware of your boundaries. Guard yourself, guard your heart space. Well, not your heart space, in a sense of not necessarily guard your heart space in a way that you're keeping it from people, but just being mindful of this, the energy that's around you. If the energy is not about giving love, and having that work in an essence of reciprocity, then that's probably not the vibe for you. That's not your judge. That's not your community. That's not your tribe. So boundaries are important here. The 7 of spades is challenging karma. So being able to have faith, even in the relationships, your emotions, your love, your heart space, having faith that giving love and receiving love is a beautiful thing. Having faith that everything is working out divinely for you. There's power in love here. So there's power in being able to share love this week, Sagittarius is, and having it come from a spiritual space, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. Anyone done did you. Anyone done did you. No matter what anyone done did you, you can still share from here. You can still send love. I send love and light to you. I can't be around you today, but I send love and light. We got some other cardologies in the building. Peace, Rashad. Okay, so for the Saturn energy, we have the 6 of clubs, which I mentioned earlier. The 6 of clubs is Neptune, Saturn. It's here, the spiritual space with the ancestors. This is like, for me, and you know what, I gotta look up this word too. I'm gonna look it up, and I bet you is somewhere close, if not the exact card, to Sankofa. That's what the 6 of clubs is like for me. It's like a Sankofa energy. And for those who don't know what Sankofa is exactly, it's being able to reach back into the past. And again, we have this Saturn energy here supporting. So that can be interpreted also as ancestral energy. So reaching back into the past, into the ancestral realms, and bringing it into the now. This is also reaching forward into the future, which is also the ancestral realm, because the ancestors are everywhere. If we think about now and the present, it all happened in the past and in the future, but it's happening now, where we're creating it right now. So what I just said, you see how it's in the past, but I thought about it in the future, and then I said it was in the now, and now it's in the past. Dope stuff, right? So yes, this is Sankofa energy, the energy of reminisce on the love we had. That reminiscent energy, that taking it back, that laid back, that sit back and chill, that on the porch type of energy, like remember the good old days, but how can you bring that to the future? How can you bring that back, that energy back? Because what you're really tapping into is the energy. The Six of Clubs is also the messenger, because it, not because, but it will also bring you back into an energy or a space. And they deliver those types of messages. Remember when you used to do this? Didn't it feel good? Wasn't that pleasurable? And you remember like, oh yeah, I did used to jump rope every Tuesday. That was my exercise. I really like that. I crack myself up sometimes. Anyway, but it's the energy of the messenger. So for Capricorns, we're working with Saturn here. Pay attention to the messages, and you will find that you are also the messenger for people who come to you. We have the Two of Diamonds as a supportive karma card. So the partnership, the building, the wealth building, the worth building, reminding people of their worth. Oh, that's such a major thing for a Six of Clubs. Reminding people of their worth, being in worth building sessions, partnerships, deals, all that stuff is there as a supportive energy for Capricorns this 7-day cycle. The challenging energy here is the Eight of Spades. The Six can be, like I said, sit on the porch, chill, relax. It can be a little chill, The Eight of Spades, though, Eight of Spades come through and it's like, get activated, activate your warrior spirit. Activate that warrior wisdom. Again, the Eight is a fighter, getting in that physical energy to activate yourself. So, okay, you spent some time on the porch, but now it's time to get up. Now it's time to move and shake and do some things. Okay, so y'all got that, Capricorns. Moving on into this Uranus energy, we have for Aquariuses and Leos. Y'all have the Six of Spades. I talked a little bit about the Six of Spades in regards to the Mars energy as a challenging karma, but the Six of Spades is fate. Y'all make sure Aquarius and Leos, y'all take care of y'all health. Just be very mindful of your health. Stay balanced. Don't overdo anything. Okay, warrior woman. I see that. Gemini, right? So, I don't want to say take it easy, but just be mindful. There's a saying in the Ifa tradition that I've heard, a few elders say, if you're going out to do something and you stub your toe and you already have a little trepidation about doing this particular activity, that might be the sign to take care of that toe, and maybe you're not supposed to go right at that minute, because it's also about timing the Six of Spades, or you're not supposed to go at all. So being mindful of the signs, taking your time, everything is going to align in due time. Okay. You have the Two of Spades as a supportive karma card. Aquarius and Leos, y'all dreams are going to be activated. They're going to be telling y'all what to do or what not to do, or how to vibrate on certain things. They'll have messages for y'all. The Nine of Spades challenging karma card here is another health energy. It's also about finishing things. So before you try to embark on some new things, Aquarius and Leos, finish. This is a week for y'all to finish. Don't create new stuff or new karma, or, it's finish. Okay, so it can come out, so everything can be aligned, because as you're finishing, there's other aspects and other energy that's aligning, so it can be in time for your stuff. But if you ain't ready, if you're not finishing, what are we doing? What are you doing? I don't know. There's that message. You're speaking to my Aries sun and Aquaman. Okay. So for Neptune, Pisces, we're moving along because I got a book meeting. So here's the plug for the book, Little Warrior Woman. Just like Mama, the book, it is now being delivered straight to your doorstep. For everyone who purchased the pre-sale, the books will be here on Friday. And I'm going to show y'all when they get here, and I'm going to sign them, and I'm going to ship them out to you ASAP. But for those who purchase right now, the order is made and it's going to be shipped out to you within a few days. So go ahead and support that. That would be really great. And you know what? If you're feeling the vibe, if you're getting some great information, because I feel like that's what's coming out. I feel like it's just flowing. I'm gonna put my Cash App and my Venmo up in here, just just in case somebody feels inclined, because somebody might have a 6 of diamonds this week, right? Somebody might be supposed to pay it forward. And if they're in here, you can drop it in there. So y'all know the symbols. Option A is for Cash App. Option B is for Venmo. Either way, it's Osunfemi. No H. Osunfemi. That's for y'all on YouTube and for the podcast. Okay, so for Pisces, y'all are working with. Thank you. Y'all are working with the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts. The Jack of Diamonds has a lot of heart energy, right? We have the 4 of Hearts, the 8 of Hearts, the Queen of Hearts. It's like every 2 cards, there's some heart energy space going on up in here. And then it has 1 more heart too. We'll get into that shortly because we got to roll. Okay, the Queen of Hearts is here. This is mother. Y'all working with some mother energy. This sits Neptune, the spiritual essence, the woman, Olokun, the deepness, the deep spiritual one. Now, much like Oshun, people will feel like, thank you, that Oshun just this goddess, and she's just sensual, and this very over sexualized energy. But what some of those pictures fail to capture is, y'all may think y'all see a mirror, but what you really see is a fan to keep cool. Why does she need to keep cool? Because in that other hand is what? Machete. The machete. Okay, so this is like Queen of Hearts energy. It's not full on, it's associated with Oshun because it's the Pluto card to the King of Clubs. That's another story. But the Queen of Hearts is the pregnant woman. She's getting ready to give birth to this magnificent thing. But guess what? If you think in a process you're going to stop something or heed something or interfere, that machete is right there. And this one can get real cutthroat with it. So be mindful of Pisces. Try to stay on their good side, give them some good food, light some incense for them, wear some good smelling perfume. If it's anybody's birthday, get them some perfume, get them some incense, get them, some herbs, not just herbs, but some spices. We did talk about spice. That was one of the second question. What spice are you adding to the pot this week in terms of marketing and all that? If y'all missed that part, you might want to rewatch the very beginning of this especially if you have a product or a service that you are providing for people. You want to tap back into the beginning of the live for that information. It was pretty good. I think if anybody else in the chat wants to just agree, y'all can if you like. The challenging karma here for Pisces is a 9 of clubs. The 9 is ready to pop, is ready to go to the next level. For me, this is the card for the chef. I know it's been said to be another card, but this is literally the name. The name chef is a 9 of clubs, which is why it can be associated with the King of Clubs and the Queen of Hearts. And especially for Jack of Diamonds. I love this for them because a lot of them really can't cook, and some of them do it professionally that I actually personally know. So, but the 9 of clubs is the next level of communication. How can you communicate on a new level? How can you come up with new creative ideas? This is where the Jack of Diamonds gets some new creative ideas from as well. They tapped into their community. They see what they want, what they need. They got the 4 of diamonds. They got the money. They tapped into their dreams with the 2 of spades. They want to give love. They're listening to the messages. They're acting in divine timing and aligning. And then the spiritual space also allows for you to just really come from this essence of royalty. This is also an energy of royalty. You're getting ready to give birth to something because you're getting ready to ascend to the crown line. So Pisces really exude royalty, passion, pleasure, all of the sensory modes. Tap into those. Take it to the next level. The 10 of spades is the challenging karma here. That's the second time we heard that card. So, expect some interruptions, but expect a lot of healing as well. Khalid, what's up? Expect a lot of healing as well. Expect, we talked about it being the card for a birth giving mother. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you for the cash app. And sometimes within that, there can be delays, there can be interruptions, there can be some distractions, and that's okay. That's okay. Push through. There's a lot of success for you here this week, Pisces energy. Okay. The Pluto energy. Pluto energy. This is for Scorpios, and this is also for everyone who is alive this 7-day cycle. We will be challenged with the King of Clubs energy. Did I say King of Clubs? The 10 of Clubs energy. That's for my Aloha sister. Hopefully she's still here to hear that message. The 10 of Clubs is our challenging energy. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful energy. It is also a sleepless energy. Oh, wow. This is where you want to bring out your melatonin. You want to bring out your chamomile teas if you're having this issue. Not everyone will. But because the 10 of clubs is so activated, they're so creative. They have a 3 of diamonds and wait, what is that? Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. That 3 of diamonds be super activated, right? So if you're having issues sleeping, it's because of the 10 of clubs, Pluto energy. So, that's when you break out your melatonin, your lavenders, your chamomiles, in tea form, rubs, what have you, to just, start to create a night ritual for yourself if you don't already have one. It might start this week, this 7-day cycle. However, the 10 of clubs is also an energy to really speak. It's a new platform. It's a successful platform. And that makes sense, right? Because we talked about being able to share your product or service with people. We talked about the Jack of Clubs being able to share even your intimate story, your testimony about why this product is important. I can think right now, the thing that just flashed in front of me was Honey Pot. And guess what her card is? She's an Ace of Clubs. It's my friend, my sister. But sharing even part of her testimony on the product itself is, I mean, phenomenal to get people to tie in, to relate to the story. So think about that as you begin to market this week. And again, if you missed the beginning, you want to see that, especially if you have a product or service. So this 10 Club allows for you to have a bigger platform. It's saying, speak loudly, get up on your pedestal, get up on your step stool, on your soapbox, and speak and share. Elevate your voice, you know, wherever that is. If you have a meeting, a conference, a Zoom, a clubhouse, whatever it is you have, we're challenged to share. We're challenged to coach. We're challenged to teach this week, and specifically Scorpios. The Four of Spades is a supportive karma card here. We talked about the Four of Spades. And gratitude, right? Being grateful for your platform, no matter how many people, 3 people listening, 12 people listening, 24 people listening, 2,400 people listening, whatever it is, move in gratitude and move in, just move in gratitude. That's the word that I'm going to stand on for this live. And then we have the Jack of Spades. Now, you have this platform. Everybody has access to this platform. Scorpio specifically. 10 of Clubs can have the fumbling tongue. They can get a little stuttery. I do have a 10 of Clubs in my spread. And it can get a little fumbly because I have it in Uranus. So I'm like so ahead. I'm in the future and I'm trying to speak it all at one time. I have a daughter who's a 10 of Clubs. She had a little speech thing until she was about, I don't know, 6, 7. So there's that, right? If you find yourself stuttering a little more this week, it's that 10 of Clubs and Pluto. But the Jack of Spades is the jack of all trades. And it's also the energy of imitation, the copycat. Nobody, I heard Nate Dogg does it better. Anyway, yeah, it's again, which way did you go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? You can do anything. You can speak about anything. You can come at it from any angle because it's wrapped up with that 3 of Spades, which again is a challenging karma for the Jack of Diamonds. You can share it how you want to share it, but just speak, elevate yourself. The reward card is the 8 of Diamonds. We usually don't get into that on the live, especially if we're running low on time, which I'm like way past time. Let's see. The Moon card for Cancers. Y'all have the 3 of Hearts. Y'all gonna feel like really chatty because the 3 of Hearts is Mercury. You're gonna be very playful because it's a 3 of Hearts. Mercury deals with children. The 3 of Hearts deals with children. Again, the 3 is dealing with 3 different ways, 3 different lovers, love spaces, a lot of different emotions, much like you can see a child fall and cry and they get back up and they're smiling and they're laughing, then they're angry, they snatch something and they go back to, okay, you can have it. You know, all these range emotions, Cancers, y'all are going to be dealing with. Y'all are the emotion bearers and holders. So as you go through the range, just remember to be playful, have fun, tap into your intuition as to why you're experiencing these things, because they are for particular reasons. So don't just think it's just because Osunfemi said I got a 3 of Hearts this week and I could just do whatever. And no, that emotion is coming up specifically for you for a particular reason. So tap into it, get into it, and have fun. Take it back to the fun. We talked about the transformation. That is the reading, the forecast for the live for the Jack of Diamonds week. I don't know where this accent's coming from, but I guess I'm feeling into the Jack energy, really playful, as well as just talking about the Three of Hearts, really playful. So I hope y'all enjoyed your time here. If you missed the beginning, there's some really good, juicy stuff. Again, especially if you have a business, a product, a service, you are your own brand. You want to tap into that, rewind, and take a listen as I post everything up. There's some good stuff in there. There's some stuff I'm going to tap into in there because I do have products, I have services, I have a book. So, and I wanted to reach people because it's of value, it's of benefit. So, without further ado, I wish y'all a happy today. I should.